What's up, guys? Everybody's been talking about this roofing recession, and I just want to break down what's going on. Is it that roofers are struggling to make sales in 2026? I don't think so. I think that it's just as easy to sell a roof in 2026 as it's ever been. I think insurance companies are hatcheting down, they're denying more claims, they're slowing down the payment of claims, and roofing contractors that have been selling roofs the same way for years and years, dependent on one business model, are definitely feeling the pain in 2026. I'm just going to go through sort of what I think the market is. It's sort of a combination of three major things. This roofing recession, for one, there was a gold rush. Private equity were paying insane multiples. Everybody's still really interested in roofing companies. It's still a great time to build a roofing company, but with higher interest rates, like it's gotten a little bit tougher. I don't know where you're coming in from. Chime in where you're coming in from, but here's the real facts. Like anybody scaling a roofing company after COVID had it easy. I can remember thinking that COVID was going to be some huge burden to have to jump through. And I can think I called my team and said, we can't go knock doors for the next 2 weeks. COVID's here. But then I started realizing, like, you know what? Everybody's home. So it'd be stupid for me not to go knock on doors. And when you have low interest rates, everybody's trapped at home. Everybody was spending money on their homes. There really was a gold rush where whether it was home remodeling, where at a low interest rate, you were able to refinance your home, you were able to add on the room, the deck, the window project that you didn't get to do, or maybe it was the new roof. And if you're a retail roofer, like during these times are like the glory days of Facebook ads. I was one of the first. I wrote Contracting Growth Secrets in 2020. It's helped 20,000 contractors all over the country. But the main thing that we teach is this video ad formula. It's the hidden damage build and testimonial video. It doesn't matter what you're selling in construction. If you now the algorithm's gotten so much smarter. Like we're going to talk a little bit about how to defeat this like roofing recession. This is one of the ways, but in 2020, there was nobody doing this, and there's still not a lot of people doing this. I'm going to unpack it. It's so simple, it's stupid. And now with AI, it's gotten easy that anyone can duplicate me. And so I just want to kind of talk about, like, I did a little AI project on, why there might be lines for a roofing recession. Number one, okay, we got insurance companies across the board are denying more claims systematically. It started probably 3 years ago, 4 years ago with Allstate, State Farm, but State Farm overall really took a different kind of approach. And you'll have to understand, we're going to use the Florida market as the case study. Sometimes we're the tip of the spear when it comes to the insurance re-roofing market. And, it's been a very disruptive process to go from, we have matching states. We had a rule here in Florida that stated that if 25% of the roof was damaged, they had to completely pay for the whole roof. And I'm not going to lie, there was times down here where discontinued tile, it only took 5 to 10 tile. Even though the roof wasn't leaking, we would win in the court case because of matching, that we needed the whole roof to be replaced. And I guess attorneys and roofers got so many roofs bought for so long. It was like a little blip in the marketplace, this assignment of benefits age, where our name was put on the check. It was really made easy. And if you're watching this, this is not how it is all across the country. Let me tell you what it's like. All across the country, doesn't matter if you're in Dallas, Fort Worth. I have friends that are in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. It's the epicenter. It's where hail exists at a major level. They're denying legitimate claims, not just State Farm, but all these other insurance companies. 5, 8 good bruises per 100 square feet used to be a no-brainer buy. And now the insurance company is playing the long game. They know that a lot of times if they give roofers an inch, they take a mile. So they don't want to extend coverage to multiple trades to be open for overhead and profit. They don't want to extend coverage for repair on a roof because of the repairability arguments. And they're getting so smart because we fought them in so many different ways that they're fighting back. And how are they fighting back, guys? Comment below if you've really struggled or dealt with some of these denials from insurance companies. Maybe you've seen some of these big battles that I've had with State Farm on 6-figure roofs. The good old days of doing jobs. Remember, it used to be where the adjuster had the buying authority, where we had like good old men. We had standards, like if there was 5 to 8 bruises, 5 to 8 shingles and 100 square feet, the roof was not repairable, that the coverage decision could be made by the adjuster. Y'all remember the good old days? Anybody give me the like on this stream. Look, I'm going to kind of unpack how to beat this roofing recession. And I hope that y'all comment where you're in from and have questions for me, because I want this to be interactive and I want you to feel like that you can be a part of this thing, because everybody's feeling different things in different parts of the country. Okay. Number one, I'm going to give you the recipe, which is to switch from insurance to retail, to learn how, no matter what, even if the insurance company denies the claim, for you to be able to build the roof. I can remember the first guy that came through my elite program. We help contractors scale with more leads, more sales. We help them build door-to-door sales teams. And this guy came to me, he was doing 13 million in sales. And he said, you know, basically, I need help with recruiting. I need help with scaling. And I started talking to him, and he came from the retail world. Well, this guy is doing more than $100 million a year. His name is Josh. His company's name is Smart Roof. And he taught me about this process. When a roof gets denied, the roof in a bag. Anybody use the roof in the bag strategy? And this is kind of based off of Steve Jobs in the Apple store. They found strategically, if you touch three things in the Apple store, let's say you touch an iPad, you touch an iPhone, and you touch some other object in the store, guess what the odds are of you buying? 80-90% you purchasing something in the store goes up. So really the fact is like whenever you get shingles, underlayment, ice and water shield in the hands of a customer, even if they're denied by their insurance company, they start to really know that now is the best time to buy a roof. You build value in the roof. And so Josh was a guy who turned a lot of the denials into retail. I didn't really understand how to do it. I was so kind of stuck on getting roofs paid for by the insurance company. After our roofs got denied, what did we do? We sent them through the legal process. We sent thousands of claims through the legal process, and a lot of them would come out later on, 6 months, 9 months, a year. And if you're watching this right now, a lot of times people don't have patience to wait that long. And of course, now interest rates have gone up. People don't really have extra money to go spend on home improvements. If they have to get a roof, here's the reason why they're doing it. A roof is a necessity. Roof is going to always be a gold rush right now for this reason. When insurance companies get tougher, they get tougher on the 15-year-old roofs. Y'all write this down. The obstacle is the way. When things get hard, the hardest thing about it is that when you got a 15-year-old roof, you could get dropped by the insurance company. The insurance company could double or triple your insurance premium. Your forced insurance from your mortgage could make your insurance cause your mortgage payment to go up $500 a month. That's just not right, sir. And so what happens in the market and what's going to happen across the country, deductibles are going to go up, coverage is going to go down, and insurance companies are going to look to eliminate old roofs in areas where there's storms. So drones, AI, all this technology through easy ways to do inspections. They're going to keep old shingle roofs off the books of insurance companies to save insurance companies money. Why? Because older roofs are easier damaged, because most of the policies with mortgage is for replacement cost value. And if you're watching this, we discovered this method called the roof and sue. This is one of the ways that you overcome this roofing recession. The first time I did it, it was on a $2.5 million job. I got this lead from my boxing gym, and it was an HOA. It was leaking. And we found a lot of storm damage on this metal roof, even though they wanted us to fix the leak. We told them, let's just go ahead and get you approved for financing on the whole roof. Let's get you into our legal team. Let's pursue full replacement cost benefits from your insurance company because they owe it. It's been through 2 hurricanes. And why don't you go ahead and incur the $2.5 million cost? And what happened blew my mind. The insurance company paid full replacement within 6 months of our completion. And that was the beginning of the roof and sue. It started with commercial, but now we're doing it with all of our deals. The way that I sell a roof is we sell the roof first, and then we get the customer reimbursed by the insurance company. And I think that many of y'all that are in roofing are doing it all wrong. It's not that there's a roofing recession. It's just there's a recession of insurance companies approving roofs, of claims getting denied, of supplements taking longer than what they used to. And if you're watching this right now, the way that you overcome it is you stop doing things the way that you've always done them. And what you do is this, very simple. We have a method that we're very honest and transparent with our customers. We have to be honest. Does everyone believe that transparency builds trust with your customer? Well, here's what you say. You say, sir, insurance companies delay, they deny, they defer responsibility. In order for us to fight your insurance company, if they deny your claim, we have to know you're serious. What we do when they try to pay for a partial, deny your claim, or give you a 2-star roof, we go ahead and get you pre-approved for a 5-star roof. We give you leverage because at no cost to you, for no payments for the next 12 months, we're going to go ahead and give you the roof that we want them to pay for. And we're going to take action at claiming the value of the damage that you sustained. And so at this point, we're going to get them approved for a loan. I can walk you through the process on how that works. But what's really important is that you say, hey, look, we can get 50 to 80% of the insurance company to pay for this. It may be that we only get half of the roof covered. If you get the customer to buy half the roof, then you get the customer to actually buy into the process. So many of us don't understand that the customer's objection is it's too good to be true. And if you're watching this right now, you need about 45 to 55% profit margin. If you want to be able to reinvest into marketing, if you want to reinvest into technology, into systems, into growth, you want a team that you can healthily pay your production managers, you can pay your sales managers, your sales guys. For us, when they sell, build, and collect $1 million, they get a Rolex. You want to be able to do these things. You need to be able to sell the jobs at a profitable price. And a lot of times insurance companies don't give you the right amount of money. And so if you're watching this right now, the number 2 thing that you can do to beat the roofing recession, okay, is the roofing companies that knock the most doors, that have the best door-to-door system, are unbeatable. They're undeniable. And if you can build an unrecruitable championship door-to-door team, that there is no insurance retail market that you won't conquer. And if you're watching this right now, the way that you build a championship door-to-door team is that you start documenting your journey, telling your story on social media. Look, guys, this is a free live stream, and I want to inspire you to tell your story. Hell, I'd like to have a podcast with you in my office to help people know who you are. My mission is to help raise the status for the blue-collar entrepreneur, help roofers become multimillionaires, scaling real companies. And if you're a roofing salesman, I want to plug you in. I got virtual roofing sales opportunities. You can work with me or companies in our network. And if you're a roofing business owner, I want to plug you into our proven platform. And so what are we doing? We're about once every other month, I'm taking roofing contractors through my complete scaling roadmap at my office. It's a 2-day event, a workshop where we sit down and we go through the recruiting funnel, the AI lead generation systems. The next event's coming up mid-March. And if you're watching this right now, you need to learn how to use free social media, organic content to recruit top talent. We have a framework, and that framework is very simple. We call it game tape. We call it lifestyle. And we never miss an opportunity to share our wins. And if you're watching this, I know it seems crazy, but it's been years in the making. If you know that you need to build a YouTube, if you know that you need to build an Instagram, if you know that you want more leads off of social media, guys, the game is going to get taken over by AI, and you just got to start posting more. Right now, you got to make a commitment. All of you that want to grow organically on social media, that aren't posting every day, that haven't made 100 posts, you don't really want to really truly grow your business. Now, what I'm seeing is a lot of guys that don't know how to market, that don't know how to generate leads, that don't know how to follow good business systems, the storm chasers, the guys that just go and work for insurance proceeds, the guys that are constantly dependent on supplements to cash flow. These people are going out of business. We're seeing it all over the place. It happened here in Florida. There's a big competitor, $100 million company. Their name was all over NASCARs. The next thing you know, there's all these people that can't build their roofs. Even for me, a company that scaled to $60 million a year organically, I've definitely hit the cash flow wall because I was too dependent on the insurance companies. And so I had to change. And this is, if you're a business owner and you do insurance and you've ever hit the cash flow wall, this is what you have to do. You have to switch to 50, 25, 25. Y'all go ahead and write this down. 50, 25, 25. What does that mean? What's 50, 25, 25 mean? And first person to answer that, I'll give you a free ticket to my next event. 50, 25, 25. What's that mean? It means this: you never get in front of the money. And if you're in roofing, you don't ever have to do a job where you're using your own money out of the bank. Too many times you are the bank, and that's the problem. 50% down, 25% upon commencement. And this is the key. This is where so many of y'all mess up. You think that an ACV check and a first check is going to get you done. It's not. And there you go, Jackson. There's your strategy right there. Because when you pick up 50% when you start, when you pick 25% up, either when you start the 50% when you sign the contract, 25% when you deliver the materials or when you start the job. Now you've covered the material and labor costs in the first 2 checks. So when if the customer wants to try and leverage the money that they owe you over the gutters being damaged, the yard not being correct, the chimney not working, then they can only hold your profit. See, the problem is when they hold the last check, but you're in the hole and you do that on 30 jobs in a month, then that can really hurt a growing and scaling roofing company. And a lot of times I've been guilty about sell, sell, sell. I always used to say sales cures all woes. It doesn't. I was wrong. I was dead wrong. If you sell with negative cash flow and bad profit, you're selling yourself out of business. Now, the proper sales cures all woes. Sales at 45 to 50% margin that follows 50, 25, 25, or has a bank on every loan. That means no death by depreciation. What is death by depreciation? Death by depreciation just simply means that I'm going to build the roof and I'm going to wait for the insurance company to pay me. Because if you didn't pick up 75% and you're waiting on the depreciation, you're in the hole. And so many roofing companies, because insurance companies delay payments, now they delay my ability to access my capital that I need to grow my company. And I'm looking for roofers that are $5 million and above that want to grow to $20 million and be kings in their market. You have to master cash flow. You have to master this rule that you never get in front of the money. And if you're watching this right now, that's one of the keys to winning in the roofing recession is to never get in front of the money, to do 50, 25, 25, and to try to push every insurance claim to a loan at contingency, a loan at adjuster appointment, and a loan when the coverage decision is made. We use a magic letter. As soon as we get denied, we say, hey, look, please pay. It's from the customer to the insurance company. It says, please pay the claim as presented. I know my rights. Here is the damage. My roof must be replaced. If you do not pay for replacement, I will take you to court. And we are starting this job in 30 days. So please send your roof investigators out. See, this magic letter works a lot of times without a public adjuster. Okay, we can build the roof sometimes, and we can send them the letter again. We can say, hey, look, before we send this to our attorney, here's the documents, here's the damage. And we've incurred the cost. You're not going to win this case. We've met lots of different cases. $77,000 roof, they settled right out of legal. Another time, over and over and over again in Connecticut, because it's a matching state, one shingle, we incur the cost. They don't want to buy. All of a sudden, they want to buy. And if you're watching this right now and you want the magic letter, dude, I'll give it to you. I'll give you the sauce because it's a revolution. To win in a recession, it truly is. And the magic letter is nothing without a pre-approved loan. The magic letter is nothing when you don't have the customer willing to build the roof, even if it's denied. And how do you get that customer willing to build that roof? Okay, you got to rip the Band-Aid. You got to be willing to give them a price. You got to be willing to, price condition them and sell value, build certainty in you, your company, and your process. And if you're watching this, the new way to win in a roofing recession is to insurance to retail. It's to create organic social media to build your sales team. And now you got to master how to do paid ads. Okay, if you're watching this and you want more leads, and you're a roofing business owner, okay? You want more leads? Everyone wants more leads. If you want more leads, type in leads into the chat, because if you want more leads, all you have to do is make 5 to 10 ad videos a month. Use Chat GPT, any of these different algorithms. As a matter of fact, I've put all my scripts into Lead GPT, and it helps me put together every single time that I'm coming up with, whether it's, I call it the Geico pitch, and don't overpay for your roof. If you're watching this right now, we're putting on new roofs for as low as $199 a month. We'll give you a 15% price value guarantee. I'm here with Mrs. Smith. She's getting an upgraded peel and stick underlayment with architectural shingle. She got 4 quotes. We weren't the most expensive, but we delivered the best value. And so if you're watching this right now, click the link below. That's a retail lead. That's a retail ad. But there's an epidemic of hidden damage. Click the link below. This neighborhood right here got covered in full by the insurance, and we want to do a free inspection. We want to see if you have damage. See, a lot of times I always say all's fair in love and war and getting your foot in the door. And if you're watching this, the next frameworks of the build video, being on the job site, showing the build, having the job getting done behind you while you're breaking down how you got it approved, what barriers you were able to overcome, like saving their insurance company. A lot of y'all don't even understand the angle to sell a roof is savings here in Florida. A new roof's going to drop your insurance premium. It's going to drop your price. It's going to help you avoid $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 in unexpected expense. And so it comes down to this. If you don't know how to do the hook, story, offer framework, okay, you hook their attention in the first 3 seconds. You always tell a story. Then you make an offer they can't refuse. And no, free estimate is not an offer, okay? It's not an offer. 15% price value guarantee, $10,000 coupon measured through the state. We actually have this program. It's here in Florida, and I can offer $10,000 off because it's a special program. I can't say the word grant on social media paid ads, but this program is one of the best ways that we're generating business right now. If you're watching this, I don't just generate the leads, okay, through Facebook. Google's a great source. Being the king of Google local services and PPC in your area just means about speed to lead. If you're watching this, maybe that's a little bit complicated for you and you can't do it because so many of y'all don't even have the systems. You don't have the back end. You don't have the team and the accountability system or even the sales process for any of this to work. And most of us that are insurance roofers, when you pay for a Google phone call, sometimes you miss the call. Sometimes they want to repair. But if they don't have storm damage and don't want to do a claim, you don't know what to do with a $100 phone call. And let me tell you what you do with a $100 phone call. You sell them a repair, you sell them a replacement, you sell them a retail fucking roof, you get your money back and you make your ROI as fast as possible. But many of us don't know how to do that. So you think that Google isn't profitable. You're wrong. It is. And so is YouTube. YouTube's a great place to sell roofs. And if you're watching this right now, you want to know how to win in the roofing recession, you got to know how the most dependable way to build wealth is. It's the ability to advertise for profit. And so being able to sell with retail, use the hook story offer, use the videos both on YouTube and use the videos on Facebook, Instagram. This is the proven like cheat code right now for retail growth. It's that you got an audience, and how are you create organic social media for the people to watch from your Facebook page, your Instagram page? Who wants to watch a roofer's content? Well, let me tell you something. Why don't you show a roofer versus adjuster from your page? Why don't you show a 50-cent piece of step flashing that caused a leak and mold and issues that could have saved thousands of dollars, and explain to them how you would fix it and make the video up on the roof and show that actually our industry is something people are really interested in, but you don't know how to document it. You don't know how to tell the story. You don't know the frameworks. And so it's just about literally learning how to create content that people want to watch. And if you're watching this right now, it's like, dude, I want to invite you to my office where I take you through the complete system. And even if you're a salesperson, we do a blitz once a month, and I'm going to take you knocking doors, and you can plug in, get certified, go take it to your market. We even have virtual sales opportunities. We can work together long term. If you're a business owner, look, brother, you need my recruit, hire, train, retain secret. We have an app. It's called Roofing Redline. You should get a free trial to Roofing Redline right now. It's one of the biggest contributions I've made to the roofing industry. You can measure a roof, take all your photos, manage all your door knocks, complete your estimates, sign your contracts, do your digital business cards, all from one app. And if you're watching this right now, you want something of value for free from me, go get a free trial to Roofing Redline. But more importantly, how do you use it to scale a team that gets leads at zero cost per acquisition? That's the setter closer model. And that's assigning territories, tracking your doors, getting good at the drone pitch, learning how to take the insurance to retail. And so, guys, you want to win in the roofing recession? It's a business model problem. It's not a recession. People need new roofs. People are getting forced by their insurance company to get a new roof. You just got to change a few things. One, if you do want to do paid ads and get more leads, maybe you need a guide. I would be happy to give you the frameworks to teach you exactly what you got to do. And I'll show you what we do, and I'll give you a tour of my system at my office. The next event is going to be in March. It's like March 17th and 18th. It's going to be here in Naples. We're going through the hook story offer format, how to make the videos, how we use AI to set the appointments. And if you're a business owner, you want exclusive appointments. Sometimes these appointments come in for $50 a lead. So if you're watching this, you want to win in the roofing recession, but you don't know how to create your own exclusive leads. You don't know the hook story offer format. You can't create video content. You're fucked. You're fucked. You don't know how to create organic social media. Nobody's going to want to work with your company. I'm sorry, but guess what? It's 2026 and it's not too late. It's not too late for you to step the fuck up. And I'm about the blue collar American dream. What does that mean? That means the last thing that you have to do is you gotta adapt, man. You gotta use AI. You gotta use automation, man. I've got less employees. We're doing more revenue. We got more revenue per employee. Why? Through our automations, through our systems. And if you want to know how we build the roofs, it's a digital production board. It's a 5-star build checklist. It's something called the statement of completion. It's the intake process of how we take a project in and the requirements of a good contract and how much we are a Nazi for making sure that the contract is correct before we build it. But if you're watching this and you want to know the perfect roofing process, nothing about me is perfect. I don't claim to be perfect. As a matter of fact, I want you to learn from my mistakes so you don't have to make them. What I have is a proven business model that's done 200 million in results for myself in the last 5 years and 400 million for other roofers. Some of these guys have even grown far beyond me because they can recruit, they can knock doors, they can generate leads through social media, they can create organic social media content and bring in top talent, they can recruit for the best positions because they have a solid brand. And that's what it's about in 2026. And so, look, I had to really get disciplined to the numbers to survive. Survival of the fittest. It was all about this concept of never getting in front of the money and always like there was so much waste. When I had 60 million a year, you might think there's so many of y'all. If you're a roofing business owner, think about it. The average roofing business owner is probably between less than 1 million. You're probably above average if you do 1 to 3 million. Let's say you're a $5 million a year consistently guy, pat yourself on the back. You're one of the top 20% in the market. Now, let's say you've scaled to 10 million. Now you're closer to the top 10%. But the problem is that a lot of you that are doing 5 to 10 million, but you're doing insurance, you're knocking doors, you relate the most with me. But even though you can sell, the more you sell, the more your life's hell because you have negative cash flow on jobs, because you're chasing down insurance checks, because you're fighting insurance approvals, because your whole life's worth is in your accounts receivables. And I just want you to know there is a better way. The only way I was able to navigate out of the trenches was to live by a code. I never got in front of the money. I tried to push every insurance claim to retail. I built every roof so that a book of business would average 45% net profit. And you might say, that's really hard to do in my market. Well, you better get better at selling. I'll tell you, I learned a lot from everyone around me. But if you're watching this right now, I learned the most in an environment when there's other roofers competing. And I just want y'all to know, like, sometimes you need someone to mentor, you need someone to get mentorship from, and you need someone to compete with. You need these 3 people for the lessons to really stick. And some of y'all are complacent with your learning. You don't like to be challenged. You don't like to take mentorship. And you know what else? You don't like to give it either. And so I appreciate those door-to-door videos are solid, but this message, those door-to-door videos are meant to inspire and document. And if you ever want to apply those things in your business, I'm trying to give away all the free game because I don't believe anyone has documented the deals, documented the journey, and shared their experience, strengths, and hopes like me in roofing. And I just want y'all to know, if you want to win in roofing recession, you are going to have to get more disciplined to using technology. And so our Roofing Redline stack, it starts with the setter closer model using the Roofing Redline. It goes to the digital production board, an intake, and the 5-star build checklist, along with the statement of completion. Guys, getting the check when the last nail is driven is so important in roofing. And so the checklist of what the crew has to follow and the process of making sure that that document is signed the last day of the nail, it's so important. And so that allows you to scale, that allows you to invest into leads. And so I want to invite you, if you feel like there's a roofing recession, you need to come to Naples. You need to train with us 4 days a week. You need to learn this insurance to retail, because you got to stop being the bank and you got to partner with the bank of my choice, Good Leap, Service Finance. They got great terms. They get a lot of people approved, and it's an easy group of banks to work with. Good Leap uses a group of about 3 different banks. Service Finance uses Truist Bank. I love asking people if they know about Truist Bank in the Southeast. You know about Truist? Oh, I partner with Truist. And so if y'all are watching this right now, here's one thing that I didn't understand, that when I'm done with a job and the job is funded through a bank, that the customer isn't trying to keep my money because the money's not in their bank account. You see, what I learned is that it's so much easier to manage collections. My collections team used to be 7 to 8 people chasing down depreciation, chasing down supplements. My supplement department had 4 or 5 people. My collections department had 5 or 6 people. These are human beings. And what did we do? We didn't just bring in an AI collections tool. We didn't just bring in automation and text messages. We brought in a whole different framework to the system. And so when the bank pays me direct because the customer presses a button that says they're happy, it saves me money as the business owner because I don't have to have so many employees. My revenue per employee goes up. And so, you know what I was worried about first, guys? The dealer fee. I was worried about paying 4%. You know what I'm selling roofs for right now in Connecticut? $1,200 a square. Do you think, I mean, the insurance pays pretty good up there in Connecticut. They pay $900. But my team, they want to rub it in that they're better at the insurance to retail than I am. And they want to have the fattest margin in the company. Okay. For that business to thrive, they want to live off of 50 and 55% margins. So they sell at $1,200 a square. And guess what? The insurance company pays them. That's right. When the coverage is extended and the customer incurs the cost, they don't deny $1,200 a square. They pay it. And if you're watching this right now, why can't you charge $1,200 a square? Why can't you make 45 to 50% margin? Why can't you cash flow the job from start to finish? Why can't you partner with the bank instead of be the bank? And so learn from my mistakes so that you don't have to make them. I make more money doing 40 million than I did when I did 60 million. Now I have the foundation to go to 100 million and beyond because I am partnered with the bank and I get paid in full when I'm done and I set fat margins. And if you want to live in the roofing recession, you better create organic social media that attracts top talent. By the way, I'm hiring. We got virtual sales opportunities. I'd love for you to plug into my opportunity. If you're a salesperson and you're in any market in the country, you can go ahead and comment what market you're in, and I'll see if we have somebody that I could plug you in with, or if I'm there, or if we can plug you in virtually. But if you're a roofing business owner and you're like, dude, I got to beat this fucking game because I know the light at the end of the tunnel. I know that if I have 1, 2, 3 million in profit, if my company runs without me, if I have a good, dependable way to build wealth, a marketing system, that private equity is paying top dollar for roofing companies. And it doesn't matter if insurance companies are paying out claims slower. Roofing company owners are still getting paid fat profits because there's a roofing gold rush, not a roofing recession. Fuck the roofing recession. No, it's a roofing gold rush. And all you have to do is learn how to go from insurance to retail. And all you have to do is pull the Band-Aid and learn a new sales process, just like I did. And so if you're watching this, dude, I've been doing this game for 22 years, just roofing. And I've been coaching guys for 10 years. I thought I figured it all out. But the more I fucking think I got it figured out, the more I realize I don't know shit. And if you're watching this, man, I want to share every bit of what's came to me because I'm not a self-made man. I had the privilege to learn the roofing industry from my dad and my uncle. I grew up around legends in the game. Before I ever was even 21 years old, I had sales teams underneath me. The first time I did 400 roofs, I was 25, but I had to chase storms. I was a door-to-door carny. I went wherever the storms were. And after I moved my wife 16 times, I was like, you know what? I'm sick of this shit. This ain't no good life. This is the life of a carny. And I became a storm catcher, not a storm chaser. Now, very dependent on insurance, very dependent on payments of insurance and riding a wave of fat claims in the Florida market. I rose 200 million in the last 5 years. And over the last 2 years, I've had to rebuild because insurance to retail was the only way. And getting a lower per acquisition, getting a higher revenue per employee, getting a higher net margin on the EBITDA as a platform company, proving that I can make 15, 20% margin up to 100 million plus. This became the number one goal. And if you're watching this, I'm willing to give you the place, give you my system to train you up. You might ask why. Because I am literally hoping to help you go from 2 million to 10 million and beyond, from 5 million to 20 million and beyond. And I'm literally trying to write you a generational wealth family ending check. And look, most of you ain't got it. Most of you can't do it. Most of you don't have the grit. You're not the guy. But I'm going to coach a lot of you. I'm going to help a lot of you. And I'm going to look for the right people. And I can't wait until I have a group of 10 successful roofers that have cashed 8-figure checks, because we've already had 5. And I didn't get to write those checks. Other private equity companies wrote. Guys like Lifetime Quality, who sold 50% of their company, they spoke on my stage. These guys are revolutionary roofing warriors who fought insurance in Florida and helped us continue to go door to door. Shout out to Alex and Zach. There's also guys in the program like Dean, simple guys that go door to door, 44 years old, grew to 25 million in Atlanta, Georgia, cashed a check for 8 figures. There's people like Todd from Perimeter Roofing, who spoke at my last event, who grew to 40 million a year doing door to door in insurance, still sold his company for millions. And if you're watching this right now, I don't know if you have goals to scale and exit your company, but private equity is not buying you. If you have negative cash flow, if you have bad margin, if you're too owner dependent, if you don't have good marketing systems. And I want to invite you to train with me 4 times a week, to come to my office and learn over the next 2 days. Okay. I'm going to type in my email right here. And I want you to send me an email. All right. I'll put the link in the chat. But what I'm looking for is roofing companies 2 million, 5 million and beyond that want to grow $10, $20 million in the next 2 years, and that want to put their head down and have a company worth 8 figures, multiple 8 figures. They're willing to, risk is the down payment for success. You're not always going to win, but hey, I appreciate it, guys. Like I said, 4 things to beat this roofing recession: insurance to retail, organic social media, paid social media ads, and using the technology right, all the automations and softwares, the Roofing Redline, it goes to Job Nimbus. But the back end of that is a virtual sales hub where we got AI setting appointments and we're closing roofs over the phone. And if you want to know how the scientific engineering of the 200 million in the last 5 years works, then I want to invite you to my lab. I want to, like, 10 to 15 roofers answer all your questions and give you an audit and roadmap so that you can hit your goals. I don't know what kind of business owner you are. That's awesome, brother. Next level, worth a lot, man. I appreciate that. We're really excited. My man Joe Thomas says it's worth 100K, but good news for you is that you can get into the community and train with me and come to my office for less than you make off of one roof. And so I'm serious today to tell you, like, today is the day that you take the time to make the transformation, to get off of dependence on the insurance carriers, on approvals, on supplements, on subpar margins, on high overhead, on terrible cash flow. And if you're a roofing business owner and I'm speaking directly to you and you've stood here for this whole song and dance, let's get connected. Let's have a conversation. And so I'm going to put a link in the chat. I hope to connect with everybody. If you're looking to actually make a difference in your business, the best thing you can do is get around like-minded guys. Look, we want to help you spiritually, mentally, and physically. But for me, if my business is not working, everything else is out of whack. I go to church, I take care of my family. I'm here to be here for my community. But if my business isn't working, the reality is something is wrong. And if you are in this spot because you're too dependent on insurance, you are feeling the pains of this roofing recession, you need to be here more than anyone. And if you're making big money and you want to make sure that you capitalize and don't make the mistakes, you don't have to make any of these mistakes. Just a couple of quick fixes. Put a loan on almost every deal. Follow the 50-25-25 rule. Learn how to follow simple frameworks. Use AI to help you get creative if you're not the most social media minded person. I'm going to teach you how to do that. AI has really took my game to the next level. And I'm not just using it for, emails, text, marketing, creation. It's my other brain. I mean, the strategy of which I have explained, whether it's the job positions, my mission, strength, weaknesses, opportunity, threats of my company, and getting feedback from what we are giving our AI. You have to learn how to use your AI to make you the leader you could be with all the tools. Like for me, I didn't have all the back end business knowledge that is now available to us with AI. So look, I want to encourage you to take action. Send me an email, lee@skydiamondsuniversity.com. Tell me your name, size of your company, what your goals are this year. I got a link. I'm going to put it in the chat. And basically, we are going to have an event. This event's coming up this March. I think it's March 17th and 18th at my office. So if you're interested, send me an email, click the link in the comments. There is no roofing recession. Your business model is broken. It's a roofing gold rush. I'm out.